It was a quiet night in Montgomery, Alabama. Paramedic Jake Holloway sat in the driver's seat of his ambulance, sipping cold coffee. His partner, Lisa Carter, was in the back checking their supplies. The radio crackled to life. Unit 34, we have a code blue at 256 Brighton Street. Unresponsive male, unknown cause. Proceed with caution. Jake sighed, tossing the coffee cup aside. All right, Lisa, let's roll. As they pulled out of the station, rain began to patter against the windshield. Brighton Street was only 10 minutes away, but something about the call unsettled Jake. He couldn't say why, but a heavy feeling settled in his gut. The house at 256 Brighton Street stood alone, a weathered Victorian with peeling paint and boarded-up windows. There were no porch lights, no signs of movement. Lisa shuddered. I don't like this. Feels abandoned. Jake knocked on the door. No response. He tried again, harder this time. Suddenly, the door creaked open on its own. EMS, anyone here? Lisa called out. Silence. They stepped inside. The air was thick with the stench of decay. A single light flickered in the hallway. Then, a weak voice rasped from a back room. Help. They hurried in to find an elderly man sprawled on the floor. His eyes wide with terror. His skin was pale, lips trembling. Sir, can you hear me? What happened? Jake asked, kneeling beside him. The man grabbed his wrist with surprising strength. Don't take me. Don't. Let them take me. His breath hitched, then stopped altogether. The EKG flatlined. Lisa started CPR while Jake prepped the defibrillator. Clear. The man's body jerked violently. The monitor beeped once, twice, then went silent. His skin turned an unnatural gray. The lights flickered out completely. Then they heard it. A whisper. Low. Sinister. He belongs to us. Lisa shone her flashlight around the room. What the hell was that? Let's just get him to the hospital, Jake said quickly. They loaded the man onto the stretcher and wheeled him to the ambulance. Rain poured heavily as they slammed the doors shut. Jake climbed into the driver's seat. Lisa monitored the patient. Halfway to the hospital, Lisa gasped. Jake is gone. What? She pulled back the sheet. The stretcher was empty. A deep, guttural laughter echoed inside the ambulance. The doors locked on their own. The radio screeched static. The dashboard lights flickered erratically. The ambulance slowed. Jake pressed the gas, but the vehicle responded sluggishly, as if something was pulling it back. Then, the sirens blared on their own. Through the rearview mirror, Jake saw Lisa pressed against the back wall, wide-eyed. A shadowy figure loomed over her, its eyes glowing red. Get out, she screamed. The ambulance jerked violently to the left. Tires screeched as they skidded off the road, crashing into a ditch. Jake's head throbbed as he came to. Rain drummed against the windshield. Lisa groaned beside him, rubbing her forehead. Lisa, are you okay? He asked. She nodded weakly. Where's the patient? The stretcher was gone. Then a knocking sound. Not from the doors. From inside the walls of the ambulance. Let us out, a voice whispered. Jake and Lisa exchanged horrified glances. The knocking grew louder, more urgent. Then, the back doors burst open. A swarm of shadowy figures spilled out, writhing and shrieking. Twisted faces of men and women, their eyes hollow and mouths frozen in eternal screams. Lisa screamed as one of them grabbed her ankle. Jake yanked her free, pulling her toward the front of the ambulance. They scrambled out, slipping in the mud,